Assalamualaikum and a very good evening for everyone here. Today
Salam.
we have a very unique guest, I would say, for this divine interview. Right now we have on Imtias on our call. Imtias, would you please introduce yourself a little bit?
My name is Imtias Amir Mahudin. I'm 47 years old, currently residing in Batu Gajah. I have four kids, two boy, two girl. One of them is interviewing me. Um,
Okay,
right? What else
so
you would like to know?
um, for everyone who doesn't don't know, Imtias is my father. Would you please tell us a little bit how long have been saltwater fishing
I think
till this year?
if I can remember throughout all my life, I think I started fishing freshwater, most probably when I was 7 years old, and I started seriously go into deep water fishing around 15 years ago.
Okay. Same test. May I ask, what I read in the article from Greta Sport Fishing stating that one of the few reasons people tend to fish is the challenge of catching rare species or size in the fishing. Is this true?
It depends. It's up to the fishermen. What are they after? Some will be more satisfied, will be satisfied just to release their stress. Some are very quite competitive and they record all their catch, and they are after rare species, big in size, something that they have yet to catch throughout their entire hobby, something like that. So perhaps this is true. Along the way, you become competitive. So perhaps you only start to release tension, make it as a part-time hobby. But along the way, with peer pressure, you become more competitive and you look for rare or bigger species in time.
I see. Well, um, there's another one question I want to ask. People always find new hobbies for them to do something fun or challenging in their free time. For beginners who try to start deep sea fishing, what are the crucial things that they need to prepare?
Normally, in whatever activities with regards to sports, hobby, so on and so forth, you need to be prepared mentally. You need to be prepared physically, material-wise, your time, cost, of course. Deep water fishing is not something that anyone can simply just venture into at once. It requires skills. It requires technology. Equipment is quite expensive, especially nowadays. We do not use conventional rod and reels. Personally, me myself, I use electric reels because the depth of the sea that I fish is around 200 feet, 300 feet. So if you want to venture in this kind of hobby, firstly, you need to have the knowledge. You need to read. Nowadays, it's very easy. You have YouTube. And then you need to prepare yourself mentally. You need to be not that fit, but when you go into deep sea, there's wave. Sometimes people got seasick. So you somehow need to have enough sleep, have to be fit, and then have the proper kind of equipment in order for you to fulfill the hobby.
So, in a way, for someone to want to get into deep sea fishing, not only he should prepare a lot of such as material, the rod, and so on and so forth. He also prepare physically and mentally. Are you
Of
saying?
course. Yeah.
Uh, hmm, okay.
So I want to ask you, um, is it true that there are rules stated that the fisher must follow the CPR which stands for catch, photo, and release. Is it true?
Well, it is partially true and partially not. So legally, there are types of fish that you must not bring home. You must not kill. That is
Mm.
illegal, especially rare species that have been declared as a fish that is not so much in abundance. And then ethically, there are categories of fish uh, like sailfish or marlin, whereby if you caught an ethic of a fisherman as a sport fishing fisherman, you need to, as you said, CPR, catch, take photo, and release into the wild. But most of the time, for fishes that are abundant in the sea, fishes that are nice to eat, like grouper, snapper, that kind of fish. Uh, Normally, in Malaysia, if it comes with the right size, we just bring it home. But yes, there are some fish, I have to agree, that ethically, as a sports fishing enthusiast, we need to release it back.
Um, okay, that's great information. So one more question from me. There are a lot of people who seem to be enjoying deep sea fishing. Every year there is always a competition held to test competitive fishermen to test their skills. When is the best time to go deep fishing?
When is the, I beg your pardon, you asking when is the best time to go for a deep sea fishing?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, it depends on the locality where you
Yes.
are. In Malaysia, when you reach December, November, there's the monsoon season, right? So in this particular year, we are talking about the La Nina. So the La Nina hits Malaysia from June to up to the peak of January. So it will be the sea will be rough. It will be raining. It will be quite difficult for you to fish comfortably, especially in Malaysia. But unfortunately, at this time of the moment, the fish are in abundance in this part of the I like to fish in Pulau Jarak, which is the west coast of Malaysia. So in this particular period, from June to December, even though the sea is rough and we are facing La Nina, the fish are in abundance. So it's basically up to you. If you want to fish comfortably without the interference of the rough sea, you can choose from January to May. But if you are willing to take the challenge, but with a lot of catch,
I
you
will
can fish
coming to us.
at this time of the season.
Interesting. Okay. Um, there is a study that stated that most saltwater fish here, majority of them enjoy catching sailfish. Now, can you confirm me? Is that true? That rule study can be true?
Okay, sailfish or layaran, what we call it in Malay, is a game fish. It is normally easy to be found in Rompin, in Johor. Some of it can also be found in Perak, in some part of Perak, but not in abundance. And my entire life, I have only caught one sailfish, about 40 kg, in the Pulau Sembilan area in Perak. It is not so much after for a typical fisherman, meaning that it is not something that we look forward in eating. It does not taste good. You can't make any curry or what from sailfish, but it is one of the most how do I put it? price
challenging?
sketch for an angler to have. So if you have a photo with a sailfish, a big one, then that is considered the ultimate price of a deep sea fisherman.
Hmm. Fishing in deep sea area must require great skill to tackle the fish because of some of them weigh more than 50 pounds. Are there any techniques that can be used to properly handle them, or do you have a favorite type of techniques that you always use?
Well, there are, when you talk about fishing, there are several types of fishing. You have jigging, you have casting, you have bottom fishing. I prefer bottom fishing. For bigger fish, it depends on the nature of the fish itself. Uh, for fish like snappers, groupers, medium size is quite easy to land. For fish that is more aggressive like sharks, cobia, hammerhead, and those kind of sailfish, you require certain skills to land it. So it's quite impossible for you to land the fish by yourself. You need to have a friend to assist you. So it is somehow requires a teamwork in order for you to land those more aggressive fish. So to say a technique, yes, in time, if you learn it through experience, but I would say it's more towards teamwork rather than a technique.
So you're saying that to fish, it's not a one-man job, it's require a team
Yeah,
in a
especially
way.
for the bigger, more aggressive fish.
Huh, interesting. Well, another question. Every
Where's your friend?
angler, well, he has some problems. He will come back shortly after. Well, before this, do you have unforgettable memories when you go deep sea fishing?
I think last year I joined a competition, a deep sea international sea challenge in Labuan. So that was my first time there. It's a different ground of fish that I'm used to. It's open sea. The sea was very rough. The boat is not the usual boat that I usually go with, and the type of fish is also different. I caught three new fish that I have never caught in my life in Labuan. So I caught a hammerhead shark, I caught an amberjack, and I landed a ruby snapper. The amberjack is in size is about 14 kg. The ruby is around 10 kg, and the hammerhead shark, which I later release it, is around 40 kg something. So we got second place throughout the competition from almost 11 boats, so around 200 anglers, and we are the only people not from Sabah or from Labuan, or I would say from Borneo, that won the tournament in Labuan. It's called Labuan International Deep Sea Fishing Challenge.
I see why it's such a unforgettable memory because something that is new, not a lot of people can tackle it because from what you're telling me is that there's not a lot of uh, Semenanjung people winning this competition. We could
Peninsula,
say
Peninsula.
Peninsula. Sorry, a lot of Peninsula people to win this competition because this is on like for Labuan people, a lot of it's
Because
on their own turf.
yeah, it's their own term. They are familiar with types of baits that we use, which are the best boats, what kind of techniques to cater for all these. These are new species. You won't find any amberjack or ruby snapper, or even the hammerhead shark is impossible in the Jarak area, in the Perak, west Perak area. So that is new species. So the advantage, of course, is for the locals to be able to get these type of fishes. So it was a challenge, but we managed to tackle it, and Alhamdulillah, we get number two. Got about 10K from that.
Wow, that's a lot of money. Hmm. I think my friend here will like to ask a few more questions before we end this session.
All right, Cik Azim, anything?
Yes, I'm sorry for the interruption just now. So I would like to proceed that I want to ask. There was a study that shows that fishing can reduce stress. Now, is it true from your experience?
Um, fishing, fishing is have a long history. To me personally, when I go fishing, you know, when you work or in life, you have your
Hello,
mission, you have your vision. So in order for you to fulfill that
hello,
vision,
test.
can
Yeah,
you
we
hear
can
me?
hear you. We
Yeah.
can hear you.
Okay, in order for you to fulfill that vision, you need a lot of things to do. You need a lot of time. So if let's say you set your vision at January, you can only achieve it in perhaps December at the end of the year. And you need to put a lot of effort to that. And you need to wait a long time in order to achieve that. So when you go fishing, this is how should I say? This is a short mission, short mission that you can achieve in a short time. So you can forget about all the rest. You can forget about work. You can forget about your son not doing well in his study, and then you can concentrate on that one thing. So your mission is to get a fish. You just prepare the right equipment, the right technique. That 3 days or 2 days that you go fishing, you concentrate on that. So you forget about everything. And yes, I would agree with you. It's a mental stress reliever, fishing, to me personally.
Okay, okay. Thank you. One more question. Deep sea fishing is always exposed to a lot of risk because they are far away from the shore. For example, bad weather condition such as heavy rain and storms and tougher fish make it harder for the angler. So why do people still risk their life in the midst of danger to go fishing if they know it might cost their life?
Risk is accessible. So whatever you do, you can make a risk assessment. Even if you sleep, you can die. Even if you ride motorbike, you can die. Even if you uh, working, you can die. So if you die doing something you like, isn't it worth it?
Oh, yes, right.
Interesting. That's an interesting way to see life. Do you agree, Azim?
Um,
Well, I think this is the last question before we end the session.
All right.
Every angler must have a specific bait that they always use to target their prey. Can you explain how many types of bait the angler use or how to choose the right bait?
For this part of the area, I'm referring to Pulau Jarak and Pulau Sembilan at
Mhm.
the west part of Perak. We normally use squid, uh, small fish, uh, what do you call it? Udang lipan is what in English?
Prawns. It's
Uh,
not normal
Udang
prawns,
lipan
but
lah.
yeah, we can put it like that. So in a
Yeah, and
way,
also
to,
octopus.
mm, so those are the
So
bait that use.
each bait have a particular fish that we are targeting. For octopus, we are targeting groupers and snappers. For this apa udang lipan, what is it? Mantis shrimp,
Shrimp.
apa? Something like that. Targeted for snapper. For I think the most flexible one is this small fish, mackerel, things like that.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Imtias, for this wonderful interview. Sorry for our problems. There are some technical difficulties that we tend
It's
to
okay.
need. I hope that the viewers can see that there are much more. There are much more. There's a lot of things that you need to do to start in deep sea fishing, but one can say that not all a lot of things that we do in life we need to prepare. So to enter, I think maybe with this video people can enter, or a lot of people will join deep sea fishing. In my hopes one day that a lot of people can find much more entertaining to do in their free time.
Of course.
So
And I also hope that you do well in your study.
okay, I think that's all. Is there anything else that you want to add?
Who? Me or Azim?
I think
Azim.
that's all from me. I think.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you again, Imtias, for joining our session. And sorry for taking your time a bit too long.
It's okay. It's been my pleasure. I wish you both all the best in your assignment. Okay.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.